Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Hard Truth. Thank you so much for watching. Kudos to everyone who had the mental capacity and the strength to get up and go this morning. If you're out and about right now, you got it going on. Listen, shout out to the international community. I want you to let your light shine really bright out here today, okay? Today, I want to extend my findings based on my numerology for this investigation of the Idaho 4 case. The purpose is to expand the context of my visions and also my predictions. All right. Recall that all of my findings are based solely on the Hebrew concordance. All right. This is going to get rough. So buckle your seatbelt. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab that coffee or a nice cup of tea as we begin our story. We know that Brian Kohberger's apartment number was 201 at the Steptoe Apartments. And according to the Hebrew Concordance, 201 translates to a courtroom for hearing cases. So his journey through the legal system in Idaho was no accident. Basically, Karma was already at his apartment before he moved to Washington. I definitely want to expound on that more, but first, allow me to quickly establish my premise. Okay? At the onset of my numerology series, I talked about the concept of truncation. This occurs when significant numbers or value is replaced with a zero. For example, if I have the number 72345, I can truncate it by replacing the 5 with a 0. I can keep going by replacing the 4 with a 0. As you can see, if I continue to do this, my number continues to decrease in value towards negative infinity. All right? Well, why is this significant? Well, what is infinity? Infinity is karma. Reflecting back to the number 201, Brian Kohberger's legal problems, his past in Washington was predetermined. That means the karma waiting for him in Washington must be the result of something he did in Pennsylvania. This suggests that the reason he moved to Washington in the first place was to put distance between himself and whatever he did when he lived in Pennsylvania. I will also submit that if he is reaping quadruple murder charges, then he had to sow a high level of violence in Pennsylvania because in order to reap murder charges, you had to sow murder in some degree. Now, that's a very wide margin there, and I'm going to address it in a minute. You can argue with me in the comments. Maybe I'll get some comments sometime, you know. Listen, this suggests that Brian Kohberger has killed before. Since the Idaho 4 crimes were committed by multiple people, Brian's offenses in Pennsylvania were also done in a group setting because whatever you reap, it mirrors what you did. Okay? It's like the exact same thing, just on a more intense scale. So we can look at the hot seat that he's in and see what he sold. Okay? I would say most likely he was a part of a gang in his teenage years, and that the number of people in that gang is probably the exact same number of people that went in the house in 1122. I mean, just how karma works. It's possible that Brian never entered 1122 King Road, but he knowingly facilitated in some way. That's what it looks like from the evidence. And so, due to his movements between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., and by his own admission, he was out and about, during the time cited in the PCA. And as far as I know, he does not dispute that he turned off his phone. So, what is disturbing to me is that there were 6 potential victims, which leads to the question of how many homicides he is associated with or facilitated or participated in Pennsylvania for what he's reaping to be such a high number of murder victims. All right, follow me. I submit that BK's calm demeanor in court, his reluctance to actually enter a plea for himself, um, is evidence or it suggests that he knows that this is karma. He knows what he's done in Pennsylvania and is trying to catch up with him. And so he's thinking perhaps he can escape judgment here and maybe pay it somewhere else because he did not actually wield a knife and take a life in Moscow. So he knows that there's really no evidence to pin him to, taking Maddie, Kaylee, or Xana or Ethan's life here. But he also understands karma. So I think that it just explains everything. I think these karma is the missing piece. All right. And so, what do you think about this? I have more, but I'm only going to put out so much in each video and just give people a chance to catch up because some people have not been watching the numerology series from the beginning. Some people haven't watched any of it and they just catch a video and like, what is she talking about? Well, go back and most of the videos with the orange wings are part of this series. So the next video I will make a survey. Okay, I'm bringing my survey back. But for right now, I want what I'm saying here to sink in, and I invite intelligent arguments in the comment section. If you totally disagree or you don't understand or whatever, let's have a conversation. All right. Thank you for watching, and much love.